Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Saila and today I'll be presenting my psycholinguistic final test, which is an analysis of a research article. And the title of this article is Analysis of Aphasia Language Disorder in Adult, a Psycholinguistic Study. This is the background, which is a context and problem of this article. So, the context of this study is grounded in psycholinguistics, which looks at how language is processed in the mind and the brain. The researchers focus on aphasia. Aphasia is a condition that impairs the ability to use language, often due to brain injury. And then the subject of the case of the study is Michelle, a 17 years old girl who developed aphasia after a stroke caused by a snowboarding accident. And the study seeks to analyze her language difficulties such as word recall, fluency, and naming using psycholinguistic theories. The problem they aim to address is how neurological damage affects her language abilities in real-life communication. And then next is methodology. The author used qualitative descriptive approach to analyze Michelle's language disorder. They selected a publicly available YouTube video showing Michelle receiving speech therapy. No experiments, surveys, or interviews were conducted. Instead, the researchers observed her behavior in real-time interaction and analyzed her language output. And they use physics framework on language impairment to interpret her speech pattern and classify her difficulties into fluency, comprehension, repetition, and naming categories. We go to the next slide is findings. So the researchers found that Michelle's fluency and comprehension were the most impaired. For instance, she struggled to pronounce certain words like egg, and used incorrect words such as calling a dog a boy, and had trouble recalling names like Toto. However, her ability to repeat words and name objects showed milder impairment. This observation illustrates how brain injury can affect multiple components of language. And then the findings reinforce the psycholinguistic theory that language processing is deeply rooted in specific brain function, particularly in the left hemisphere. And then next is discussion. While the study provides a compelling illustration of aphasia, it has some limitations. First, it focuses on a single individual, which restricts generalizability. Second, there is no use of standardized assessment tools or neuroimaging to corroborate the findings. And then the reliance on one video limits the depth of analysis. However, the case still offers valuable insight into how aphasia affects everyday language use. For future research, similar analysis could be applied to larger samples or combined with brain imaging and standardized tests to strengthen the psycholinguistic evidence base. And now we go to the last slide in this presentation, the conclusion. So in conclusion, this study helped us understand how aphasia impacts language at both cognitive and social levels. It bridges psycholinguistic theory with real-life application. By examining how language disorder manifests in communication. While it has methodological limitations, it opens pathway for interdisciplinary research and emphasizes the importance of context in language processing. It also highlights the need for supportive therapy for individuals with aphasia to regain functional communication skills. So that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.